All right, welcome back, F1 Manager Nation. All right, I'm back. So first, let's open these crates, see if I can upgrade anything. Check on the new assets, see if there's anything worth buying. No, there is not, so let's go. Oh, we got another free crate. Okay. I'm going to do one race so I can get a race crate. And let's go here. See if we can get today's race. I feel like I have a pretty good grasp on what I'm doing in this game, and I know I make a lot of mistakes because of that. I truly think it would be ideal to actually, it's kind of hard because you don't necessarily get the race that you want to practice when you do the rivalry matches, but I think it's a good idea to try and practice the race before you do the Grand Prix if you don't remember what your strategy was. I believe this race comes up, so see, these guys didn't slow down as much as my legendary account at that spot in the track for some reason. All right, again, if you're new, you want to break the race down into the quickest race strategy. It's possible to do this on a one-stop on hard tires and soft tires. However, you're going to have to go slow in order to make both tires last the required laps, so it's not worth it. You're better off adding a pit stop because you can make it up by going fast for the extra laps. You're going to see I'm going to send my guys before they finish, right at the end of that back straightaway, when they get into the curves. That's when I give them full power on lap 2, because they should have enough tire wear to make it around for lap 3 on full power. Hopefully they should be able to pick up a position or two. So Grosjean's in. Put him back on low power. He's out. Here comes my second car. Put him back on low power. Okay, so he's going to put on probably soft tires, but he's going to have to go slow to make them last the rest of the way. So he's going to have to pit again. It looks like he's on a 4.22. So he's on a 4.22 strategy. You can see Grosjean has 4 laps, so that's enough fuel to get full power the rest of the way, and Perez is going to have 3.3 laps, which is enough for him. I think Perez is going to grumble about being low on fuel at the very end. Why would you put hard tires on with only 2 laps left? You just proved that you could get 2 laps with soft tires. I don't understand you guys. Oh yeah, this is just a practice race. I was trying to remember which level I picked, but I didn't. This is my practice so I can get my race crate before the race. So you guys can see that the 3.32 is faster than the 4.22. And there goes Perez grumbling about fuel. I'm going to tap the high power so he can't turn it off. See, he tried to turn it off, but I turned it back on. Sometimes at the very end of the race, if you're close enough, when they do that, if you don't correct it, you might actually lose a position. All right. So they just gave me a gold crate. I'm going to connect this race crate. I'm going to do another race because if I get another gold crate back to back, that means I got a legendary crate coming. So let's go again. See if I can prove that theory. Now I want to do Yas Marina, please. Okay, this one also shows up during the races. Gaz Farnworth. My system is lagging because the race just started, and you can see the cars are a little bit twitchy. So my guys are just gonna drive around. I gotta check my food real fast. I'll be back. All right, I'm back. Nothing's burning. Yeah, you can definitely see the lag. I think the lag is caused by my I don't think that my tablet's strong enough to go online and play a game like this and record at the same time. But normally it works fine. So we're coming up on the time when we're going to give them a boost. I'm going to send Perez. And I'm going to send Grosjean. And as soon as I send Perez, he starts driving junk and losing time. So I gotta pull Grosjean off so they don't stack. So the main reason you don't want to stack is if your guys come in and they don't stack, they go into the pit stop with speed and they stop on the spot, and then they get the change and they're gone. If they have to stack, then when the first driver goes, it takes the other driver longer to get in to the pit stop spot. So that's one of the like you actually lose like a second plus all the time that they were stacked. But it adds like it's like the pit stop time plus the stacking time plus a second to get onto the pit stop spot. I hope you guys understand that. I hope it makes sense. But just try not to stack your drivers and you won't have to worry about it. Come on, Perez, why do you keep making mistakes when you're on high power? You're supposed to be the consistent one. And once again, with 2 laps left, somebody puts on hard tires. I don't get it. Even if you don't have fuel and you gotta go slow, you're still better off with soft tires because you're gonna go faster. Alright, Perez is up into the podium. And it looks like Grosjean is coming through with a much better than barely top 10 finish. Looks like he might be able to make top 5. So we got 2nd and 5th. That is respectable. But this is not the Grand Prix. I just want to see if I get another gold crate, which means I got to do another race because the next crate is going to be a legendary. Nope, I can do the races. Okay. Preview the event, qualifying round. Yes, we understand that. Yes, we get it. We get prizes. I can qualify for the contender, but we all know I'm not going to do good, so I can qualify for the challenger. But the last round, the last Grand Prix, I finished 59th, which got me that. I'm much better off going down in the junior and finishing higher up. If I finish in the top 10 in the junior, I'm going to get more assets. So again, you're trying to get the most assets as possible in these races. Don't get ahead of yourself, just like in the rivalry races. You know, if you're having trouble in Series 5, go back down to Series 4. Make sure you get all of your flags before you move up. Make sure you can win the junior before you can win the challenger. You know, and it might take you a bunch of like you might have to go out and win a Grand Prix on the junior tier. You know, 2-3 times in a row before you move up. And then you might find that if you move up, you're not going to do good. Go back down. You know, if you're getting 40 of the epics for every Grand Prix, that's better than getting 5. You know, so don't let your pride get in front of you. Recognize what you're capable of, and I would say, no, I didn't want to do that. No. Okay. Whew. I thought I accidentally entered. So I am in the junior round. No one else has gone yet. Is that it? Alright, well, let's get to it. Yaz Marina's a 3-3-2. Okay, doesn't look like there's a lot of people playing. Oh, never mind. Here we go. Last time I was going up against people with like 1,700 flags, so that's a good sign. Yeah, Grosjean is just a faster driver. And now somehow Perez jumped up. I don't get it. So anyway, there's my organic gap between my drivers, so hopefully we don't have a stacking issue. And at 50%, I'm going to send them. So far they're only 3 seconds apart, so we might have a little bit of a stacking issue because Perez cannot get around Hulkinberg. Okay, so we are getting it handed to us in this race. There might be too many cars between us, although he is going hard, which does give us a chance. Okay, coming down to crunch time. Okay, Perez seems to be doing better. Let's see if we can get past. Nope. Alright, so we are out. See what Perez has, and Grosjean is all the way back in last. Ugh. This is not how I wanted to start, but all I gotta do is qualify. Okay, Perez isn't going to make top 5. If Grosjean can make top 10, I can't complain too much, although Grosjean should be doing better than that. He barely makes top 10. That's not good. 35 points is unacceptable. I went down in rank. I should be making at least, I gotta move this over here because I can't see it when it's there. I should be making at least 40 points. So yeah, that's unacceptable. See, 40 points. Is that all the people that are in this? Oh, there we go. They're all tied for 7th. That's funny. Okay, let's go to China. Do I have a better driver than Perez in the rain? No, I think I'm fine. I tried using Russell last time and it didn't work out. He didn't do any better. Nick Van Hoof. All right, Nick, let's see what you got. Much better. So it's going to rain the whole time. Grosjean. You gotta remember not to watch my cars and watch my stats. I'm the pit boss. So since this is a 4-4, I'm going to go 2.5, well, 2 1/3 fast, and then 2 1/3 fast. Now, if Grosjean can put in a really good lap, he should come out in first place. And hopefully Perez should be able to come out in 10th. Okay, Perez is out in ninth. Grosjean came out in second, which is awesome. His Grosjean's tires are going to go off the edge. And you can see how much he's suffering because of that. Again, we're in conserve mode because we are about to push it for the last 2 1/3. Grosjean is up in first. If he stays on the track, he should get a very good result. Thank you very much. And now I'm going to send Perez as well. Perez should be able to... I'm not sure if he's going to be able to make a podium. Why did I listen to Perez and slow him down? I should have known better. That cost me 5th place. $43 points. That's what I should be getting around every race, if you ask me. For some reason, every now and then my drivers qualify at the back of the racetrack. Pause it real fast. All right, he's using Hamilton. I'm gonna go 3-3-2. I still think it's faster. Looks like he might be trying to go do the one stop. Nope, it looks like he's going to be forced to do a two stop because he's trying to keep up. He might be going medium power and then high power in the last two laps. Somebody told me they were doing that. I just think you leave a lot of time on the track when you do it that way. And because Perez did so bad in the last section, he will allow Grosjean to catch up. He's in with a hard. Interesting. Why was that pit stop 4.75 seconds? It looks like the one stop might be faster. Well, I might have spoke too soon. No, I didn't speak too soon. The one stop is faster. So So watch how poor this is. Well, this is going to be like 32 points. 28 maybe. Ugh, this is horrible. Ooh, I didn't even get 28. Okay, well, I learned a valuable lesson. If you can one-stop it, one-stop it. I think if my drivers would have been near the front, the 332 would have been faster. There's just too many cars. It's too hard to pass in the earlier laps. Okay, so once again, we are just cruising in the early laps. Okay, we're on lap 2. We're looking good in 5th place. I don't like that 14th. But that should be a top 10. I just wish it was like a much higher one. But we do need the space between our drivers. And this is the point where we give them high power. Same thing with Perez. Okay, that 14th is looking a lot better at 7th. And giving it high power, we should be able to put out a good overcut lap. It'd be nice if Grosjean can get that position, which he did right there. He gave it all back, but that's okay. A little bit of an overstack. So yes, we were 14th, and after the pit stops, we're 8th. And he was 5th before. He was 1st before the pit stop. We'll pick up one position. Okay, we're almost coming up to the full power. Oops, supposed to send you. Yeah, I was supposed to send you early too. So what happens when you get busy watching the dots go around the circle. So Grosjean is up into first, and he's going to put a lot of distance between him and second. So he might be able to come out still in the lead. And I'm not sure about that. Yes, he is. Awesome. Perez is going to come out in fifth with open track ahead of him. And only 3 cars to pass in 2 laps. So we might be looking at a double podium, if not a 1-2. Oh yeah, we definitely have him on power and tires. Tires season. Hards, yep. And that's what you want. You want your drivers to be complaining about having not enough fuel at the end. That's when you know that you left everything on the track. So it took me a little while to find that little sweet spot up there on that first turn at the end of the back straight. But if you can find a spot like that where you know when you hit it, you're going to use up as much fuel. Yeah, you'll be doing. So if you think about it, on all these other tracks where I'm finishing with like a lap left of full fuel, I got to find that sweet spot. So that's what I need to start focusing on when I'm practicing in the rivalry. Is fine-tuning the position. It's normally around, when you go slow for 2 laps, it's normally around the 50% wear mark, but okay, we are back at Bahrain. I know we didn't do Bahrain yet. This is another 332 track. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, again, if you can go 5-3, where you're 5 on the hard and then the lowest number on your softs is 3, then that's when you want to go one-stop strategy. Good job, Perez, being aggressive. Yeah, I don't like the lag, so I just watch the dots, even though the dots lag out too. So we're both in the top 15. We're looking good for some good points at the end. Oops. There you go. And there you go. And you can come in. I should have sent them a little bit earlier, but I was thinking about a weird strategy of trying not to qualify too high, which might keep you in a lower bracket in the next round, maybe? I don't know. Or maybe if you lose some of your flags in the rivalry races, they'll pitch you with guys with less flags somehow, maybe. So I'm actually glad I made that mistake. I can put my theory to the test. I think I was like 40 points clear after 4 races. So he pit on a really good lap. What lap was that? Lap 4? A lot of guys went in on lap 4. Okay, I'm going to hit the sweet spot this time. There you go, buddy. Go. Nope. I gotta keep Grosjean back because of that broken part. Not bad. Oh, I got him. Now the question is, can I get up into a podium and a top 5? Just driving around them. Alright, there they are. So you might be able to get second. Yep, he got second. Now where's Grosjean going to be able to get? Nine, 8, 7, 6 maybe? No. 2nd and 7th. Yeah, that 3-3-2 is really strong, unless you can go 5-3. $20,000 coins. All right, and the last race should be Abu Dhabi. As Marina, sorry. And again, we're going to go 3-3-2. It's always good to know what you're going to do before the start of the race. Okay, so I think the trick is so Pints is going down on one of the divisions, and he topped his qualifying, 268 points. Andy Batra said it actually helped. I went and watched the video and went on a massive 6-race streak. Thanks for your advice. One question: do you have any Series 5 advice? Andy, I got my Series 5 races also. I also have those Series 5 races recorded. I think it's Series 5 where you need to start worrying about adding more arrows and grip. Maybe, I'm not sure, don't quote me. But I know I got my Series 5 races recorded. Again, it's okay that we're at the back of the pack. A lot of the drivers are going to be pitting ahead of us on lap 2. Well, a good number of them are, which will bring some of them closer to us, and will actually put some of them behind us. And that will also open up the track ahead of us when we go full power for lap 3. Look at all those positions Perez just picked up. See that? I gave him his high power at just the right time, and he caught all those guys in the pit stop. So I was right. A lot of them did go into the pit stops. The overcut lap, we'll see how many positions he actually saves. So we really didn't gain that much because Perez is back in last, and we're back, I think we were 14th maybe. But again, we're going to have guys having to pit, and a lot of them are going to be putting on hard tires. try and stretch it to the end. There we go. We picked up a whole bunch of positions right there, up into 12th. And we are coming up onto our sprint point. I'm going to make sure I don't lose that second to stacking this lap by holding Grosjean back a little bit. Alright, so now we just got to see what we wind up with, how well Grosjean does. And a podium would be lovely, a podium in the top 10. I still want him to get up there into top, I don't think he's going to be able to catch top 5. There you go, picked up a couple few. Up into 12th, make that 11th, right there. Just going to be 10th right there. And it's his last lap, so 8th possibly. Doesn't help he lost that position to the rival. Should gain that back right there and get 8th right there. There you go. Nope, didn't get that podium. Alright guys, that's the last race. I think I left an open race crate. That's okay, I wanted to get this video over with because it's been simmering for I don't know how long. Yeah, it's been in there like simmering for an hour. Alright, so contender 1. 256, what did you say, Pint? 268? Well, you did way better than me. Okay, KJ all day. That's a string of questions, but they kind of are listed from bottom to top. So KJ all day says, I usually go yellow all the way, then full power on the last 2 laps. As long as you're satisfied with your results, that's all that matters, man. Second, I understand, but all the drivers or parts can't be crap. I got level 6 Geo, level 5 Kvyat with your strategy. The reason why I tell you not to upgrade certain drivers and parts is because if you upgrade all of that stuff as soon as you get it, you're going to be struggling with coins and you're not going to be able to do the races that you want to do. So it's important when you first start playing to try and get as many coins as possible so you can race in the higher valued races and you're not stuck, you know, because you don't have the coins doing, you know, 60,000 coin races. If you're not upgrading Albon and Stroll and Gasly and Kubica and Verstappen and Ricardo and, hold on, let me see. It's kind of funny I could list all those drivers off the top of my head. You're just not going to use those drivers until later in the game. Some of them you're not going to need anymore, like Stroll and Albon. Once you get certain drivers to a certain level, they're never going to catch up performance-wise. So look, you can see this is my account. I have 21 million coins. I'm still not wasting them on those 3 drivers, because if you look at my legendary account and I go over the stats, you can see Pierre Gasly's level 7. I still don't use him. Robert Kubica, Lance Stroll, Albon are both level 10. I don't use them. You know, Verstappen, I don't use him because his stats aren't good enough. He might be good enough later in the game, but it's not worth it to upgrade Russell, to upgrade Norris. If you stick to Giovinazzi, Kvyat, Grosjean, and Perez, you're going to have you're going to have very competitive drivers, and you're going to find yourself switching between them. You know, when you first start, you get Giovinazzi, you're going to use him because he's better than Albon and Stroll. And then when you get Kvyat, you're going to wind up using Giovinazzi and Kvyat. But then when Norris comes on, you might switch and get off of Giovinazzi for Norris, but you're going to find like it's kind of 6 of one, half dozen of the other. Then when you get Grosjean, you're going to find he's better than what you have, so you're going to switch over to him. If you get Perez, you're going to basically use him for his consistency. And at that point, when you start upgrading, like I've upgraded all of my parts because I have the money now. I think this isn't going to give me... Oh, wait. I might be switching engines. Alright. So you can see I can upgrade the X1. If you look at the stats, I am not using the X1, I don't believe. No, I'm using the warp drive. You can see I could probably use the Zen, but I needed as much grip as possible. The Inferno, I have +7, but it's -8, so I'm not going to use that because it's more negative than it is positive. Does that make sense? I hope so. The Freewheeler, I needed more grip, so that's the reason why I'm not using the Freewheeler. You can see it's +3 reliability. It's actually going to shorten my pit stop time. It's going to make my aero package a lot better, but I'm going to lose out on power and I'm going to lose out on grip, and I can't be driving around with 46 grip. My car is not good enough during the race. Yeah, see, I'm not going to upgrade this because it's going to cut down my grip. I think my car is better off the more balanced it is. Power, increase max speed your cars can reach and lowers the time required to do so. So I don't want to cut down my power. Aero, minimizes air resistance and improves the speed of your car around fast corners. Grip improves the contact of your cars with the track. in their speed around slow corners. So that seems like China might be a track that you need as much grip as possible. Monza, you don't need to worry about grip. Alright, if you guys are trying to remember all this stuff when you're racing, I suggest you guys get some index cards and start taking down notes. Especially during the Grand Prix, because I think we're definitely going to have to start figuring out different setups for different tracks. I forget who it is, somebody... KJ All Day, the third question was, do you still conserve fuel even if you have a driver qualifying in the top 15 to start? Yes, you always conserve fuel at the start, because you're not going to be able to pass the cars ahead of you because their tires are even to yours. If they're using medium power, you'll find that in 2 laps, either they're going to pit or they're not going to be able to go fast because they wasted their tires on the first 2 laps, and that will set you up to pass them a lot easier on the 3rd lap when you decide to give your car full power. So yes, always conserve. Let's see, even better, just focus on, sorry, one, nope. New subscriber, Mike Ribka. Murat I. Mathaxzy. Mathaxzy. I literally discovered your videos 2 days ago when Brazil was going on, and I finished 2nd in junior ranking. Thanking you so much, dude. Awesome job. You're welcome. I think I read these ones already. Oh, KJ All Day was the one. Hey, first, I hate that I didn't get a shout out. I'm in Detroit and love this game for 3 weeks now. Thank you very much, KJ All Day. Welcome to the community. I answered all of your questions too, so I gave you quite the shout out. Tiago Lima, mate, can you explain to me why Norris overtakes? I think I already explained that one on my last video. So yeah, if you didn't start or if you're having trouble qualifying, go down a division and your races should be a little bit easier, and you'll find your rewards are going to be a lot better. Tiago Lima wanted to know how long I played on the account. My legendary account, I started on day 2, and there was like a lot of issues with the game, and I got in contact with Hutch through the settings button, and I let them know about all the issues I was having. I'm gonna go ahead and upgrade that. I got the money. Yeah, so I might have to put this one on when I'm at Monza. Yeah, so the game used to have a lot of issues. When you guys drive around the track, you see the waving flags and the fans. That wasn't there. A lot of the stuff that's on the infield on some of the tracks wasn't there. They have the whole old Monza high banked course that wasn't in there at first. When you would go to this screen, like when the race starts and it has the globe spinning, that wasn't, like, the globe was there, but there was no background. And when you would go to this screen, where is it? Yeah, when you go to this screen, that red line wasn't there, and none of that stuff in the background was there. It was just like a big gray empty void. So I can see how they're going to make the game better slowly by adding stuff. You know, they could eventually put tools on that bench back there. I don't know, maybe having some guys like walking back and forth acting like they're doing something. That would be awesome. But you know, the question I want to know is, what are they going to do? I like that color scheme right there. What are they going to do with at the end of the season? Are they going to restructure the driver stats? I couldn't imagine that they're going to come out with F1 Manager 2. Like, that would just be such a huge slap in the face to everybody playing the game. I guess they could come out with the new drivers, but you can still use your old ones, if that makes any sense. Like Lewis Hamilton 2020. Yeah, I don't know how they would do that. I guess like they could expand this list. I don't see why they wouldn't be able to expand the list and put next year's drivers like down below. Maybe you can trade in this year's drivers for, you know, credit somehow. Yeah, I just don't know what they're gonna do with that. That's the part that's getting me, because I see the end of the season coming up, and yeah, I guess we'll see. Anyway, I answered everybody. I gave in all the new subscribers. Yeah, Pints is doing all right. Glad to hear that. Really glad to hear that. And with that, I'm going to end this video because it's getting kind of long and my food's now been in it for an hour and a half. Yeah, so if you guys got any good information or have any comments, give me a subscribe, a like. If you know anybody playing the game and find them struggling, you know, wait a few weeks and then share my videos with them so that you can get a head start. I think you'll find after a few days your head start should be big enough. Yeah, definitely go down into the comments and let me know what you guys are having trouble with or how I can help you. And with that, I'm going to end this video. Everyone have a nice day. Good racing out there. And a hooey ho.